Good evening. The City Council LRA Board meetings for the City of Riverbank is now in session. Today is Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. It is 6 p.m. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Please remain standing.
Let us pray. Father God, we just are coming before with gratitude in our hearts. And Lord, we want to thank you for this great city of Riverbank. Father, I thank you for Mayor O'Brien and this amazing council, Lord, that's before us that has dedicated their time, Lord, to make our city a better place to live in. I pray, Father, that tonight as we have this platform to be able to share concerns, Lord, and things that are taking place, Lord, in our community that we may need to voice. I thank you that we have that opportunity. But Lord, I pray at the end of the day that all of us together will continue to live in unity. Lord, being for one another, knowing that this city, the city of Riverbank, can be the best city in the state of California to live in if we would just do our part. And we thank you for it. In your name, amen.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilmember Uribe.
Here.
Councilmember Jones Cruz. Here. Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
Here.
Vice Mayor Hernandez.
Here.
Mayor O'Brien.
Here. There will be no changes to the agenda. Any conflict of interest between the staff or council members at this time, please state so. Seeing none, we're going to move on to item number 7.1. Presentation by Stanislaus Regional Transit Authority, StanRTA. Adam, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for the time tonight to present on the Stanislaus Regional Transit Authority. Adam Barth and the Chief Executive Officer for the StanRTA. Tonight, I want to give you an update on where the StanRTA is at with its route changes here in town and throughout the county as well. And we're up on the screen, which is great. For those that aren't aware, the StanRTA is a joint powers agency that was formed about 2 years ago. It was a joint powers agency between Modesto and the county. Mayor O'Brien was actually a founding member and was instrumental in the formation of the StanRTA, which is great. Definitely appreciate his work on the board of directors in the past. And actually want to introduce Mr. Stephen Morrow here as well, and also another member of the board of directors for the StanRTA. The StanRTA was formed a couple of years ago to make transit more efficient in the county. And so that was one of our first efforts that we did, was to embark on a planning process to look at all the routes and find ways we could make things more efficient. We knew that the former START and MAX brands that operated in Modesto and the county, there were some overlaps and some areas where we could make things more efficient. And so that's what we embarked on our quest to do, to make things more efficient in order to get more people on the bus. So we dubbed our project the Vision 2032, which is our vision for the next 10 years for the transit services in the county. And so some of the outcomes of this effort was to redesign the whole system, improve the operating days and hours to make sure they're more equitable throughout the whole county, create some regional hubs to reflect travel patterns, improve the messaging and the technology throughout the county, and really to get more people on the bus. That's the whole goal, to get more people on the bus. The recommendations were approved by the board of directors in October and December of last year, and were just implemented on March 5th, so just a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to go through some of the changes now. So the route that comes here is Route 60. It came here in the past, of course, but we did some minor changes as we worked with Maricela and the team with her team to find ways we can make things more efficient. We found a slight deviation on the route. They used to just go down Patterson all the way to Claus and up. But talking with them, we made some deviation to come more into downtown to provide more bus stops here in the area. So you can see where the kind of the G and the C are at there on Stanislaus Street, and on third and 8th Street is where the route now deviates, providing a little better service. And then this route goes all the way into Oakdale and then into Modesto as well. In addition, the route in the past didn't operate every hour, but now it does. It operates every hour, so you can count on it. Every hour, the bus will come. The bus should be there at the stop. Sometimes it does run late, but it's scheduled to be at a stop every hour. And though it's Monday through Sunday now, so before it didn't operate on the weekends, on Sundays, but now it operates 7 days a week. So residents here in Riverbank have service every day of the week, which is great, and that makes it more equitable throughout the county as well. We operate every service 7 days a week now. Moving on, we started operating a new route 24, which comes here to Riverbank, but starts in Empire, works its way through the east side of Modesto, and then up to Riverbank, and then circling around the Crossroads Shopping Center, and then back down the same path. As we talked to folks, that we found that there was a need for school students that are coming from that part of Riverbank to get to Enoch's High School. They're walking down Roselle Avenue. Now that link exists, that public transit link exists between Riverbank, Enoch's High School, and also from Empire up to Johansson High School as well. I realize it's not your area, but realizing that this whole route provides a new link that didn't exist before for this whole part of the county, which we think is great. And so it's a brand new route, and we're definitely going to see how it goes. So definitely be sure you get the word out about that route. So I did pass out the new timetable. I see them in your hands, which is great. So this is the new timetable, the new look and feel of the route brochure. So we went from a ride guide, which was a book that had all the routes in it. And so we've gone to a new route brochure instead. It's different between transit agencies if they go for a ride guide or a route brochure. This reduces some waste, as oftentimes you only need a couple of route brochures. You don't need the whole packet of routes unless you really are trying to travel the whole system. So this makes it a whole lot easier to keep something in your pocket or purse to make it a little bit easier, and reduces waste as well. So anyway, the route brochures that I handed out are for the Route 24 and the Route 60 that I passed out today. And you'll see that those routes operate every hour, 7 days a week. Bus stops. So the bus stops are around town. You see the bus stop sign there in the upper right. Hopefully you've seen some of the new bus stops are around town, and all bus stops have been rebranded. No more start signs out there. There's the on every bus stop post, we'll have an information post there that gives people access to a QR code where you can get the Track the S app. And with that app, you can track your bus in real time. You click on Route 60, you can see where that bus is at. You can watch the little bus move along the map, which is great. You can see how many people are on board. You can see if it's on time or not. And you can see at your stop as well, if it's already left your stop or if it's still coming. So you'll have that peace of mind knowing that you haven't missed the bus. And at least you'll know that, and then you can make decisions. Oh, I missed the bus. I'll just wait for the next hour or go home or whatever you need to do. Our ADA paratransit service and dial-a ride still operate. So the dial-a ride, or the DAR, is open to the general public, and it's only operated here in Riverbank. So you can go from any origin to destination here in town, and that's open to everybody. Our ADA paratransit system is a little bit different. It's open to those with disabilities that are unable to use the fixed route system. And this will take you anywhere in the whole system that you need to go. So if you go Riverbank to Patterson, you could do that on the ADA paratransit system. It's only for those that can't use the fixed route system. So those are disabilities that can't make their way to a bus stop for their disability. Then the third service that we also operate, not here from Riverbank, but from Modesto, is the Medivan service. It's a service open to the public. It gets people to major medical centers in the Bay Area. So if you're trying to get to UCSF or Stanford or other major medical centers in the Bay Area, that service gets you there. And so if you don't want to contend with traffic trying to get to the Bay Area or whatever, this is a nice way to get there without having to drive. You can sleep or whatever. But the van leaves every weekday from downtown Modesto and takes people to the Bay Area, and then you get the trip back as well. You can spend the night or spend 30 nights there and get the trip and get the trip back. So say you have a doctor appointment or you need to go for a procedure and you're gonna be there for a long period of time. This is a great way to get there, not having to worry about that transportation. Our fare structure is great. It's free for youth ages 0 to 18. All youth can ride the bus for free all year long on any service. ADA paratransit, the bus, the BART commuter, any service is free for youth, and same for MJC students. If you're at MJC, you can ride the bus at no charge. So for kids trying to get from Riverbank to Enoch High School, it's free. There is no charge for them. For everybody else, it's a $2 day pass. That's the base fare. So you get on the bus, you pay your $2, and you get a day pass for the rest of the day. So you can take that day pass and ride any other bus in the whole system for free for that day pass. So you can get to Stockton, you get to Patterson, you can stay here in town. That's fine too. And then we have discounts for $1, and then you can buy a multi-day pass, and there's even more discounts with those multi-day passes to make it even easier to get around. The BART commuter, which is the one difference, the BART commuter leaves from downtown Modesto and downtown Turlock every weekday. It makes its way over to the Pleasanton BART station. And then our ADA paratransit service and DARS are $2.50 each. Sharing feedback. A lot of changes were made in the whole system. And so it just takes time. There are some bumps that we're going to fix here next few months for sure. But for the most part, I've heard some great things about how the services have worked so far, that the routes have really been aligned in the right way. And for the most part, there's always some little bit of tweaks that we get. We did a lot of public outreach to try to get it right, but we're always going to try to make it even better. And that's what we're going to do. So if you hear feedback, feel free to get back with me or my staff, and we'll definitely take that into consideration as we make future changes. And to learn more, you go to rides.org to our website, learn more you can get all the route brochures on the bus. You can get them on the website as well if you wanted to try to travel anywhere else in the system. Also call customer service and get more information there. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I definitely appreciate the time, Mr. Mayor.
Any questions, comments?
I do. Hi. Thanks for the presentation, and also thank you for the improved service. I operate a senior citizen brunch on Fridays, and they have noticed the improved service, and they said it's really nice. And just have a question about the shelters. So they'll be put in over time. Will that be for every stop? And also I noticed that some of them need more lighting, and there's kind of dark.
Shelters, bus stop shelters are something that I would love to have at every stop for sure. There's definitely limitations on the right of way that we have. So we need to leave an ADA path on the sidewalks. I don't want to put a shelter right on the sidewalk and then there's no room to get around it. So if we need to pour a cement pad behind the sidewalk and put the shelter there, we will. But sometimes we're limited on the space that we have there. But it definitely is a goal of mine to get it at the minimum a seat at every bus stop. So it may not have a whole full shelter, but definitely a seat at every bus stop is a goal that I have, and be part of our bus stop improvement plan that we have moving. But definitely as many shelters as I can get out there is ideal, because it gives people shade in the summer and shelter on days like today as well. Lighting, that's definitely something I can have my bus stop crew review and make sure that all the lighting is working appropriately at the bus stop shelters. Yep.
You might mention also that you are evaluating each bus stop for the improvements. This is something that you've been doing for the last 6 months.
Part of our contract with the planning effort on all the routes, we contracted with the same contractor consultant to give us a bus stop plan as well. We're looking at every bus stop, and that will go to hopefully to the board of directors here in April for approval, and then we can move forward with those improvements with a good plan in place.
Any other comments, questions? You also have free days for everybody. You didn't mention those.
I didn't, you're right.
And there's a reason for that.
No, you're trying to keep the presentation, short and sweet, and I don't want to go on and on, but yes, we just ended our Go Green weeks. This is the first 2 weeks of March that coincided with all the route changes. Figured, okay, let's do free weeks for the first 2 weeks of our route changes to make it a little easier for folks as they learn the new route system. Our next free day will be Earth Day on April 22nd. Then we'll have another day in June, and we're planning the whole month of July to be free for all services. So plan for that.
All right, Adam, we appreciate what you have done in the improvement in the services. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen. At this time, we'll open for public comment. We'll have 3 minutes and we all know the rules on this one. Looks like you're the only one tonight.
Hi, my name is Karen Conrado. I live on Hogue Road. I'm here to let you know that I strongly still oppose the proposed Riverwalk project for all the reasons of destroying almost 1,000 acres of prime-rich agricultural land, for the removal of the water, 2 million gallons of water in storage tanks, the effect of wells in the surrounding area, the destruction and reduction of wildlife, riparian habitat, wildlife corridors, the destruction of the water recharge, ability of the aquifer, building on a floodplain. Again, it's not if that area will be flooded, it'll be a matter of when. And all the consequences of that. The difficulty with the infrastructure, again, water, sewage, garbage, sheriff, first responders, ambulance, roads, traffic, electricity, pollution, urban sprawl, leapfrogging, county islands, each one of those is a major issue in and of itself. So again, I know you've heard this message a million times, but please think carefully and research before you make a vote on this.
Thank you. Any other public comment from Zoom or, oh, sorry, sir.
Well, I'm very excited to let everyone know, and I'm sure everybody knows, that Love Riverbank will be back this year. April 29th. It's an opportunity. First of all, I just wanted to say how amazing the city has been, and council member or Vice Mayor Hernandez doing it before gave us such great ideas, and looking on Facebook and different ideas that others have done. Council member Uribe has been really vital in helping us and directing us what the city may, and I know it's probably a lot of voices coming through that one voice, but the committee has come together, and it's going to be an opportunity for us as a citywide volunteer day where we start at 8 o'clock in the morning at the park under the gazebo at the community center park, and we'll rally. And then from 9 to 12, we'll take on 5 projects that have been suggested through different individuals and what the needs of the city. Jessica has been helpful, but we're going to be planting trees, cleaning up parks, cleaning up alleyways, visiting the 99 residents at the convalescent hospital. We're going to have stations in different places in Riverbank where people will be able to write a note and thank the first responders, the firemen, the sheriff's department, and also the teachers of Riverbank. And so I'm just really excited. There's businesses that have invested, and we have an account growing, and because the real vision is that not just to be April 29th, which is a good starting point, but throughout the year, we'd like to be able to volunteer and bring the community together to continue to do projects throughout the year as needs come. So I'm just excited I just want everyone to know that they can register. We've already got registration going on. People have registered at loveriverbank.com, and there'll be a volunteer portal there that you can click onto and register on the project that you would like to do. So we're just looking forward to rocking this place. It's the city of action. Amen. So thank you.
Thank you very much. He threw enthusiasm to that.
I have a question. Are we gonna have signs? Gonna have signs up that say Love Riverbank? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'll be up by the end of this week.
Glad we don't ask or have discussions. Do we have anybody on Zoom?
Mayor, there is no one on Zoom
Okay.
wishing to speak.
Thank you. Do you have a comment now? Okay.
Mayor, you have somebody on.
All right. All right, you're live. To be
Can you-
heard, you have to turn your mic on. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Great, thank you. My name's Jamie Agers. I live at 7730 McHenry Avenue. That's in the unincorporated area of Stanislaus County, outside the city of Riverbank, but within the proposed project area of the Riverwalk specific plan. You've heard from me many times. I've told you about the highly productive soil that we have in our area. And we work the ground regularly when it will finally stop raining, that is, for our newly planted almond orchard. And it is highly, highly productive, which is why the state of California Department of Conservation classifies it as prime, the highest possible quality of ag land. And that is one of the many reasons why Riverwalk should not be developed and paved over into houses and businesses, because houses should be built on soils of lesser quality. So when this project comes before you, which we expect it to anytime, please consider all of the aspects of the project, and we urge you to vote no. Thank you.
One more, go ahead. Okay, thank you. All right, no more public comment, then we'll move on to the consent calendar. Consisting of item 9.1, waive readings. Items 9.2, approval of city council local redevelopment board meetings from 14 March. Item 9.3, resolution opposing initiative number 21-0042 Alpha 1. Item 9.4, resolution awarding the contract for budgeting and transparency software to ClearGov. Item 9.5, resolution authorizing the addition of the senior planner job classification and salary range and amending the city of Riverbank compensation plan. 9.6, resolution to approve and adopt the 2023 City of Riverbank Measure L expenditure plan. Item 9.7, resolution adopting a list of projects for fiscal year 23-24 funded by SB 1. Item 9.8, resolution of the City of Riverbank declaring its intention to annex territory to the Community Facilities District and to authorize the levy of special taxes therein. The city community facility number 2016-1. Item 9.9, resolution to approve a subdivision improvement agreement for Diamond Bar East with LGI Homes. Item 9.10, a resolution adopting the final map 03-0022 Diamond Bar East, APN 062-20-010. Item 9.11, resolution accepting the annual financial report for fiscal year 20-21. Item 9.12, authorization for out-of-state travel requests for O'Brien and Garcia to travel to DC. So anyone wishing to pull any of these?
I would like to pull item 9.4 for further discussion.
Okay. Any others? All right, we have a motion to pull item 9.4. So we'll take a motion or recommendation from 9.1 through 9.3, 9.5 through 9.12. Are there any recommendations?
I'll
Make a
make a motion that we accept the consent calendar as stated.
I'll
With the
second it.
with the exception of 9.4.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve and a second on all items except for 9.4 on the consent calendar. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes. You have questions on item 9.4?
Yes, I do. I just wanted to get further clarification about cybersecurity protection. Who would be, performing that for us? And then also to talk about the cost. Like if it needs an update or if we need to make some changes, are we responsible for that cost, or is it going to be in a maintenance fee that we pay? Or
So our Assistant City Manager, Tammy Alcantar, will be able to answer those questions.
Hi, so the company themselves would have the cybersecurity for their software or within their cloud platform. And it would be included within the quoted maintenance fees that we would be paying. So ultimately, ClearGov is responsible for that. All right. Any other questions?
But we won't have an incident like a neighboring law enforcement agency had with malware and ransomware.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
As Norma said, yeah, nothing's 100%, but it won't be, it's hosted on their platform, not our platform. So to get to our servers will be a lot, there's a barrier there.
Answer your question, ma'am. Okay, so now we have 9.4.
I'll make a motion to approve item 9.4.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve 9.4 in a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes. Motion passes, all of them passes 5-0. Item 11, new business, item 11.1, the 2022 General Plan and Housing Element Annual Progress Report. A resolution adopting the 2022 General Plan and Housing Element Annual Progress Reports, APRs, and authorizing staff to submit said reports to the California Office of Planning and Research and the California Department of Housing and Community Development.
Donna Kenny, our Planning and Building Manager, will provide a staff report on this item.
Mayor and council. As stated, this is our annual report that we have to get to the state by April 1st. So the annual progress report, we report on the general plan policies and how we've been doing on those, as well as the housing element programs and policies. And this helps us ensure grant funding when we keep abreast of this. So the council approved report is submitted to the state, both the California Office of Planning and Research, as well as the California Department of Housing and Community Development. This does not require approval by these state agencies, but it does require approval by you. So we are required to report on our grants. We reported on the progress we've made on our SB2 grant. We updated the city's municipal code section on accessory dwelling units. We did some streamlining in the architectural and site plan review. There's a section now that we didn't have before. The LEAP grants, we were awarded the grant to upgrade our permit processing software, and we've been working weekly with them to get that up online. We hope to have that live shortly. Some of the progress report highlights that we've had is as far as our RENA numbers go, the regional housing needs allocation, we have had throughout the 8 years of our housing element, we're up to 10% of the very low income goal, 18% of the low income goal, less than 1% of the moderate income goal, and 54% of the above moderate income goal. And when I reported to you last year on this, we were at 10%, 18%, 0%, and 34%. So as far as the market rate housing goes, we've really increased that percentage. We did 97 building permits in 2022. Seems like it's been a long time. And most of those were Crossroads West, Countryside 1 and 2, Bruin Heights, and Elmwood Estates. With the general plan, under land use policy 5, we updated and streamlined the administrative procedures. In circulation 1, we adopted a bicycle and pedestrian master plan. Under community design 3, we established design standards and parking requirements for accessory dwelling units. Under design 5, we completed the design of the complete street at the intersection of Callender and Santa Fe. Economic development policy 24, the Parks and Rec Department held their Riverbank Cheese and Wine Festival and the Christmas Parade. Economic Development 26, we approved a 298 unit tentative map for the Herigfelds, 114 unit tentative map for Crossroads Unit 2, and the 91 lot final map within Crossroads West Specific Plan area. Also, under Conservation 4, we began processing 4 solar projects for city facilities. Under Safety Policy 1, we finalized a contract with the Metis to develop the existing and remaining parcels at the LRA. And under Public Facilities Policy 2, we adopted the Parks Master Plan. So the recommendation is to approve the resolution and authorize staff to submit those reports to the state by April 1st, 2023. And I'd be happy to take any questions from you.
I have just a couple questions. I know Crossroads West has some moderate or low income housing to build, but they haven't had any developers yet. Is that true?
That's correct. And I believe the areas that they feel that that would be a good match for affordable housing isn't located right next to what they're working on right now. So it would cause the affordable housing to have to pay more for utilities to reach the existing subdivisions. So as we start to build out from the core where they're building now, we'll get to those areas and it'll be a lot more economical for affordable housing developers.
With the amount of shortfalls that we currently have in our housing elements for the state, where would you build if we don't go to the north of Patterson Road?
Good question.
Something
Most-
that we should be looking at
Yes.
for alternatives just in case. But, you know, there's no land. And so we have to take a look at where we can build and see what's suitable.
That's correct. A lot of the vacant land that we have now has been tentatively mapped or final mapped
Or being built.
or being built. That's correct.
Saw your planning commission last week and saw where Kansas Avenue, you have that all chocker block now with housings.
A lot coming in.
There is.
3 applications for the site and design review of houses.
Right. So I just think that as we move forward, that we take a look at all the possibilities. So we don't leave anything unturned as we make decisions.
I'm glad you brought that up because it is time to look at releasing an RFP for a housing element update. And that will be part of the charge of the consultant is to find us those locations where we can do affordable housing.
So how are we doing on our general plan technical review for the RFP?
I personally am not working on that right now. I
Okay.
believe some of that.
I've heard you say you're going on vacation to New Zealand.
I am.
You taking your briefcase with you?
Hell no.
No. She's not allowed.
USA. But sand between my toes.
Okay, I thought I'd just ask. I knew the answer. Didn't know a destination was involved though. Okay, any questions for her? I did not want to make light of it. I do want that technical review going.
Yes. I agree with you 100%.
No other? Okay, do we have any public comment on this?
Mayor, there is no one wishing to speak on Zoom.
Okay, no one here either? Okay, so I bring this.
We have one mayor. Hi, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please state your name.
I'm Annabelle Gammon. I live in the unincorporated area of Stanislaus County. And I have a comment on the general plan. I am looking at my general plan that we passed years ago when J.D. Hightower was the planning director. And I do not find a housing element. I have land use, circulation, conservation and open space, noise safety. And I guess, and I'm reading the second general plan implementation. So can you please direct me, Donna, to where I can read the housing element and when it was formed and whether public was part of the discussion? As you know, in July of 2022, Mayor Brian had mentioned that there was a general plan review, that it will be out. It will address the water solution and environmental justice, and it will capture some of the plan that improves the quality. On August 23rd, I came to the meeting and made comment and asked that when the general plan review would be discussed, that I would have liked to have an input, and the general public should have general input on a general plan review. So I think I have the tape of that where there was an interchange between me and Mayor O'Brien and Maricela. And I just feel like, just let me know, Donna, where the housing element can be found.
The 2014 housing element, it is considered part of the general plan, but it is kept separate.
So why is it part of the general plan progress report if it's separate from the general plan?
Okay, you made your question. Do you have any other questions before she responds? This isn't a discussion.
Thank you, Mayor O'Brien.
Okay, thank you.
So just continue, Donna.
So the general plan and the housing element are two separate documents. We are reporting on both of these documents to the state. And the housing element can be found on the planning page of the city's website. I believe it's listed underneath the downtown specific plan section.
Quick comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back for the council to consider.
I'll make a motion to approve item 11.1.
I second the motion.
We have a motion to approve in a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
thank you, Donna, and have fun in New Zealand. Item 12.1, staff comments.
Just a couple of comments today. So our Founder's Day Carnival and our health fair are also scheduled for April 29th. We're also looking for volunteers to assist us during the Founder's Day Carnival. We're looking for volunteers that can help us run some of the games and the booths for the children, which will all be free to members of the public. Our carnival starts at 12 and runs through 5 o'clock. Our health fair starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and runs through 1 p.m. And that one will be inside the community center. So all of those services will be located at the community center and the community center park. Registration for the recreation summer programs is now available online and in our office. People can register via our city's website or in person at 6707 3rd Street, Suite C. And starting Monday, April 3rd through Saturday, April 15th, the First Street Santa Fe Bridge will be closed to through traffic from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. in order to perform the recently approved overlay project, which is being funded by our Measure L sales tax. Message boards are out at River Road and McHenry Avenue in order to advise everyone to take alternative routes during that time. And that is all.
Thank you. Councilmember Jones Cruz.
The only thing I have tonight is I just wanted to remind us all to keep those in mind that have suffered some losses in Tennessee in the tragedy. So we can keep them in our thoughts and prayers at this time. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Councilmember Uribe.
Thank you, Mayor. So I really thought my coffee was going to bring up my energy today, but just listening to Randy really did a number there. So thank you, Randy, for that. We kind of came into an agreement. It was worth repeating at the beginning of the meeting and at the end of the meeting. LoveRiverbank.com. The website is live. The committee he's put together has done an amazing job. Don has really revamped the website. The other members of the committee, John has been doing a great job on the social media aspect. Cal Campbell, our previous vice mayor, he's been doing a stellar job on business support, donations, et cetera. Miners working on the Galaxy Theaters advertisements. So we're looking forward to that as well. And of course, Randy just been a killer leader there, just doing a great job. So appreciate that. If you haven't already liked the Facebook page, that's where you're going to get all the updates. So follow them, sign up for a project, spend some time at the health fair as well. It's going to have a lot of resources. Staff's put a lot of effort into getting this together. We've been trying to launch this before COVID. COVID stopped it, and then we've been just trying to get it going. So looking forward to that, and then looking forward to ending the day at the carnival. So just come out, serve your community, and see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
Update that I did attend the community swearing-in ceremony for Senator Alvarado Gil at the MID building. And I also attended the Public Safety Policy Committee. We discussed examples of sponsored fentanyl legislation that has been implemented for the city of San Diego. Also, we discussed public records regarding parole calculations and inmate release credits. And also talked about America's opiate epidemic. Everybody knows that it just seems like it's just soaring and just getting out of hand. And then I wanted to talk about, this is the month of March. As it comes to an end, I wanted to mention the Women's History theme for 2023, which is celebrating women who tell our stories. And this theme recognizes women past and present who have been active in all forms of media and storytelling. And I wanted to also mention a thank you to our women that are on our dais with me, and that I believe that we are making history in our own rights. And then thank you to the Public Works Department for keeping our streets and being out there in the element, keeping us safe. Just a big thank you for what you've done for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor.
So just wanted to update on some of the events I've been attending. So being an alternate on the Stanislaus Council of Governments, as well as the Cal Cities Community Services Policy Committee. I'm here for questions on that, but nothing too immediate. I wanted to congratulate the Riverbank High School Winter Percussion Ensemble. They invited me out to come watch them, and they did a great job over here at Enoch's. We hosted our first Riverbank Sister City Committee, Lisa and I, along with the rest of the committee, and we heard from the equivalent of what the mayor is over there in Tamasula, and he's very grateful for this reinvention of the committee. I also want to congratulate the Riverbank Seroptimists that's just starting their new chapter here in Riverbank, and they had a really successful first meeting, and that is it.
Thank you. I want to have each member up here take a look at older citizens of Riverbank in your districts, so we could gather names if you have names. I have one which you know that I have. We have to get that to the Board of Supervisors probably by the end of April, because they take a long time to get it on their agenda.
So I do have two names. So far, I have 3 council members who I'm waiting for a response, because we'd also like to do something personalized for them rather than just a certificate like we normally do. So I'll reach out to those of you who may not have reached out to me yet and get those solidified by the end of the week.
Thank you. For the Love Riverbank, thank you very much for the enthusiasm, woke me up. I have been in contact with a lot of the businesses who are being solicited, and the way I see it, we would kind of piecemealing what we want from people. Is there a way that at the end of the 4 hours at 12 o'clock in association with the Family Day Carnival, have a family picnic a citywide picnic like we had in the past, which I think it was really appreciative by all the residents. And I know it may cost us a penny from our general fund, but there's something that we're going to have to take a look at. I know you're biting your lip and then you've already submitted your proposed budget, but you know, there's a line item veto that someone can have, you know, you can give me. Other than that, I think that we're ready to go into closed session. Consisting of item 13.1, conference with labor negotiator pursuant to government code, section 54957.6, agency representative Maricela Garcia, city manager, unrepresented employee, director of Parks and Recreation. At this time, members of the public may comment up to 3 minutes on this item. Do we have anyone wanting to speak on this item? Seeing none, we are adjourned to closed session. City Council LRA meetings are now reconvened. Report out from closed session, item 14.1, report from closed session on item 13.1, conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. There is no reportable action. At this time, our next meeting will be held April 11th at 6 p.m. at this chamber. This meeting is now adjourned. Hour and 3 minutes.